Okay, it's time now for Media Watch, and I'm joined by Catalina Marchand de Abreu. Nice to see you, Catalina.
Nice to see you.
Let's begin with a story you've picked out for us about the clothing store H&M, and they've decided that they're going to cut ties with one of their Chinese suppliers because of allegations of forced labour.
Yes, they've cut ties with one of their yarn suppliers because over allegations of forced labor in the Chinese province of Xinjiang, forced labor of Uyghur Muslims. Many have applauded this move, saying that we applaud H&M. They're on their move away from oppression of Uyghurs. We will still be shopping there going forward. Other users have said it's about time for H&M. What about all the other brands who still continue to contribute to the massive human rights abuses, torture, forced labor, brainwashing, and killings of Uyghurs in China? This dates back to an article that was, or to a report by the Australian Strategic Policy Institute titled Uyghurs for Sale. In this report, there are at least 82 well-known global brands in the technology, clothing, and automotive sectors that are implied, including Apple, BMW, Gap, that use factories that use forced labor in China. So this report, after today's announcement, H&M has said that we strictly prohibit any type of forced labor in our supply chain, regardless of the country or region. They also mention this report that came out earlier in the year, saying that contrary to the report by the Australian Policy Institute, we have never had a business relationship with a mill owned by this yarn producer. They say that this was an indirect relationship with this yarn producer, but until there is more clarity in the issue, they will continue phasing out this relationship with the producer in China.
Okay, so some corporate responsibility there from H&M. Now, Ursula von der Leyen, the chief of the European Union, said that she's very unimpressed, shall we say, by zones in Poland that are called LGBT-free zones. What are these zones?
Yes, so there's an atlas of hate that created by LGBT activists that maps out Poland's anti-LGBTQ governments. In this map, they point out that a third of the country now declared an LGBT-free zone. More than 90 Polish municipal and local governments have announced themselves as free from LGBT ideology, coupled with local laws that encourage intolerance towards LGBT people. So in this map, there are the red, green, and yellow zones. The red regions are those that have adopted the anti-LGBT declaration. The green zones are those that have rejected this anti-LGBT declaration. And yellow are the regions where extremist lobbying activities are being conducted to adopt this declaration. So this map was created in 2019, and it continues to be updated as regions continue to adopt or not adopt these anti-LGBT declarations. In fact, there was an index that came out this year saying that Poland was the most homophobic country in the EU. This was a report by ILGA Europe, and they create a yearly rainbow map that illustrates 49 European countries on their respective legal and policy practices for LGBT people from 0 to 100. So here we have the map. We can see that Poland has received the lowest score with 16% in comparison to its neighbors: Germany 51, France 56, Spain 67. So LGBT rights and issues seizing the spotlight in Poland still today, Tom.
Okay, and just lastly, a hashtag trending right now, cancel Netflix. People want to presumably stop the film streaming platform.
Yeah, so this hashtag has been trending since last week already. This has been on the spotlight still. However, the Washington Post has published this opinion piece by the author or the director of the film called Cuties. The director, Maimouna Doucouré, she said that she began this film, which many users say they want to cancel Netflix because they say that it over-sexualizes young girls. But she explains the origins of the film, saying that she was in a community event in Paris when a group of young girls came to the stage dressed and dancing in a very risque way. They were only 11 years old, and their performance was shocking. So curious to understand what was happening. She interviewed over 100 girls between the ages of 10 and 11. She found shocking similarities between the girls that she interviewed. Most of them said that they saw the sexier a woman is on Instagram or TikTok, the more likes she gets, and that they try to imitate this in the belief that it would make them more popular on social media. So there has been a counter hashtag created from Cancel Netflix, which is why not cancel TikTok as well? Many users saying that I think this movie brings awareness to what's actually happening in society with kids. So the author actually said that she wanted to create this debate on the sexualization of children, but she hopes that it will not get caught up on what we call cancel culture. Tom.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that. Katarina Marchand-Diablo, thank you for today's edition
Tom.
of Media Watch. Up next, it's Focus. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Nord Stream 2 pipeline designed to bring Russian gas to Europe, but which now might never end up being completed.